so we're gonna be doing a little bit of everything today as I sit in the backseat of the Blue Brew fantasizing about when I can drive this car, which hopefully should be next week. I think I've got the cooling system figured out in this car, and I'm gonna run over that with you guys here in a second. We're about to swing over to the shop, and then we're going over to Tina's. I have some banners I'm gonna pick up, and she's gonna throw a white one on the BRZ for me because I've been wanting one for a little while. I think I have the cooling system sorted. It's not sorted yet, but it will be sorted. Like I have a game plan, and I've ordered the things necessary to get it sorted, if that makes sense. So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I gotta get this thing ready to go to the dyno on Tuesday, and I have some idea. We'll be able to make it to the dyno. That's not an issue. We'll be able to make it. So with our STI here, you'll see I have it torn apart a little bit. I was playing with this thing yesterday. I was also blowing out all of the spilt coolant that was all down literally everywhere and whatnot. So we're gonna bleed this thing again today, but we're gonna do it a little bit differently. We're not gonna bleed it from here. We're gonna bleed it from there. There's a bleeder screw on the backside of the AOS up there that we're gonna attempt to get all the air out of the system with. If I can get all the air out of the system using the AOS, that means that we'll be fine for the dyno. Josh has a whole bunch of like strong fans that'll push air. I scrapped my push fan idea. It just doesn't fit. I bought one, I ordered it, doesn't fit. It's just gonna reduce coolant temps as we're driving the car. Now here's my solution for all of this, okay? A, we're gonna cut off this Mishimoto radiator fill neck. We're gonna cut that guy right off. We're gonna weld on a vibrant one, and we're gonna run a 1.3 bar cap here. Now on top of that, we're also going to cut the radiator down to probably about here. And by doing so, and then we'll bead roll that end of the radiator also, but by doing so, here's what we're going to do. We're going to delete the thermostat that's in the water pump housing, and we're just going to let that flow. We're going to move we're going to put an inline 160 degree thermostat up here. So that way we're moving the thermostat from the bottom of the radiator, we're moving it to the top where all the hot water is coming in from the engine. That will control temps a little bit better. I've talked to a lot of EG guys, and that's what a lot of them do to combat these hot coolant temps. Now, here's the next situation with the fans. This is just a solid shroud on the backside. It's just a solid piece of aluminum that goes down. We're gonna cut out some flaps on the bottom of it to allow dead airflow to be able to move through the radiator if needed. So we're gonna have some flaps on the bottom of the radiator. On top of that, I'm going one extra step, and I'm gonna add a coolant expansion tank to this engine. So I've already ordered a Radium universal coolant expansion tank. I'm gonna try to fit it up back there as high as I can up on the firewall, and we're gonna run the expansion tank to the engine. So that way there's just a higher bleed point, and it's going to give the cooling system a little bit better of a chance. So that should all help. So we're going to run a 1.3 bar here and a 1.1 bar up there. This is going to stay as a two-way cap. I think the expansion tank I'm going to run as a one-way cap. We're also going to incorporate a petcock into the radiator so I can drain the radiator without pulling off a radiator hose and letting it just piss literally everywhere. So there's gonna be a lot of revisions to the cooling system, which should overall help the efficiency of it. Now those two radiator fans I have in there right now, yes, they're not ideal, but there's not a lot of room to be able to fit anything bigger. And when I mean there's no room, there's literally no room. Like the fluid damper, like my hand doesn't fit between the fluid damper and the fan right now. I can't run anything bigger than those two fans. So these changes should overall help the cooling system reach maximum efficiency for what we're doing. But before we get to the Subaru stuff, I got some errands I gotta run. I'm gonna swing over to the shop. I need to drop this off at the shop, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it thrown on the engine. It's a discontinued water pipe for the Evo. So I figure while I'm there, I'm just gonna throw it on the engine real quick, probably throw a couple smaller brackets and bolts on there that I have just chilling, but go to the shop. Dude, how do I always get stuck behind student drivers? I will never understand. If you are the student driver, you're doing great, man. You're doing great, all right? On today's episode of Gas Station Food Reviews, I bring you a corn dog. 6 out of 10. Kind of crunchy. Pretty juicy too. Alrighty, we can take you off. You can just hang out right there. I need to get the water pipe on, and that runs under there. Right? Right. Dope. That was literally all I came here to do, is to get this water pipe on right here. That loops around and then comes out here on the backside. I guess this is the backside of the engine, where then it goes up to the radiator. And then also got the support down here on the engine for the intake manifold. Small stuff for the Evo. Like, it's coming in slowly, but it's coming in. A lot of this stuff for the Evo is heavily back ordered, so as I get parts, I'm just kind of tossing them on. A, because I don't want to lose them. B, because I don't want them sitting at the house, and I just don't want them sitting around the shop either. So Dope. We did bring the engine hoist over here last night, so that way I can get the oil pan on the 4G, get the transmission bolted up to the engine, and then get it dropped back in here. Grab you again, and kind of just throw you over the top of that right there. I also got the Evo's front mount in, which is nice, and all the intercooler piping, so it's just a nice ETS 3-inch core. I didn't think we needed anything too beefy on the Evo, but it's nice to see some parts actually going on this thing to get it road ready again. Dope, so that's all I'm doing at the shop right now. I'm gonna wash the BRZ real quick. We have a pressure washer, like a car washing station here at where my shop is. It's kind of nice. It's like this whole place is just dedicated to like car people and doing car things, so it's kind of cool. So let's go clean this thing real quick because it is absolutely filthy. It's gross. It's like pollen season and it's just taken over. So let me lock up. Let's go wash this thing. All right, Evo, until next time. Until next time, my sweet child. Well, I won't say it's clean, but it's rinsed off. For a basic rinse off, I don't think it looks terrible right now. It's definitely not clean, but it's fine. It's fine. Tina's gonna go clean all the windows when we go to throw our banner on, so let's go jet over there. I'm f***ing freezing now. The best part about being on bags is the fact that I can just, no driveway stops me. Hello, Cadillac, Mr. Cadillac. Do this. Nothing will stop me. I was gonna hit your chair on the way in, but
I know.
I was intentionally gonna hit your chair, and you were like, "Don't hit the chair, turn."
I was more worried about the car than the chair.
I don't care. I was gonna hit the. I knew the risks involved with hitting the chair with my car.
It would have left a nice big blue streak.
That's okay.
No,
it's
okay.
it's cloth.
It still would have left.
Your driveway sucks, by the way.
It's because the Integra's in the way.
Well, why you got a broken Integra right
It's
there?
not broken.
I thought that was a broken one. It was a broken one.
That one's their dad's.
Oh. Where's the Honda fanboys? I know you guys are out there. People wanted me to snag a Honda for quite some time. I don't know if I will. I know Melanie wants an Integra at some point. I don't know enough about Integras to be like, is this a good Integra? Is it?
Yeah, it comes with the
Is it?
B18.
Is a B18 good? Am I hungry? Are you offering me food?
Yeah, Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, let me get a sandwich. So some of you guys suggested throwing a banner on the BRZ since we sell them, and I've been meaning to throw one on anyway. So we're throwing on a white Smeedia banner. If you guys do want those, they are on the website. If you guys do want to rep any of them, we have literally every color you could probably think of for them. So I can wrap a car. I, however, cannot put a banner on. I've tried to put banners on before, and I screw them up every single time. A, it's a different film than I'm used to working with, and B, I can never get them straight or centered. So I'm having Tina do it because I cannot. I like it, but at the same time I don't like it. I like it, but it's not the same white. It's just not the same. What? I can't get it off. How do I get it off? I can't get it off. They look good. It's like too white. It's too white compared to this. So it stands out a little bit. So we're gonna put a black one on here. If I can get this off. The white's off. Let's throw a black one on now. Dope, matte black was the move. You can't really see it too much right now, but oh, okay, you can see it right there. Dope, dude. Looks way better. The white looks good. The white it just bothered me that the two whites weren't the same white, if that makes sense. It just kind of stood out way more than I wanted it to. Thank you, Tina, for helping with that. We have a Subaru to go burp and get ready for the dyno, so let's go to try to get all the air out of that box. Back down to the garage. So now I need to start paying some attention to the STI to get it ready for Tuesday. It's Sunday right now. It's Mother's Day. So also happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I lost my mom a couple years ago. So if you haven't called your mom, call your mom. Tell your mom you love her. So let me go through here and reassemble a lot of this. Well, it's mainly just putting the charge pipe back on and the front brace back on because I was trying to fit fans and whatnot in there. Just it wasn't working at all. But before we go and do that, I do want to talk to you guys about today's video sponsor. A lot of people, for some reason, think that I don't actually use this stuff, so I'm gonna show you guys I actually use this stuff. We are talking about complete fuel system cleaner from Techron. So this is a fantastic option for those of you that have project cars like me that have just been sitting around for a very long time. Now, one of the things we did the other day was calibrate our fuel level sensor. Because that fuel level sensor has been in the tank for so long with residual fuel in there, not a lot, but some, our fuel level sensor could be a little bit crusty, it could be a little bit stuck. This will help get that unstuck. It will also help clean out the fuel system. It'll also help prevent the fuel system and clean out a lot of the crap that builds up in there. We still have one stock return line on the car that is still a steel line. So anything that we can do to help keep this fuel system clean is what we want to do. Plus, this will also help restore some of your lost MPGs. And you know, with our big engine swap here, we kind of need all the MPGs that we can get because let's be honest here, this thing's probably gonna get like 12 miles to the gallon. Now, because some of you guys don't believe me that I actually use this stuff, let me tear off all the packaging here. I promise, I genuinely use it. If I can, I promise I know how to open this. Pop off the top. Make sure you have a full tank of fuel if you're gonna do this. Once the top is popped off, open this guy up. Open that guy up. You come right here, you take the bottle, and you just go bloop, 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 and you just let it go in there. But like I said, make sure you got a full tank of fuel if you're gonna be doing this, but this will help keep our fuel system that much cleaner, which is ideally what we want. How much gas did I use? I used gas. I was like, because I remember I filled this thing up all the way. Bloop, 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 bloop. Look at that, all empty. Now I use this stuff a lot on all of my E85 cars, as you guys know. Between fill-ups, whenever we swap back over to pump gas, I'll typically throw a bottle of this complete fuel system cleaner in the fuel tank as well. Just because E85 is so corrosion just advancing. It loves to corrode things. Now on top of that, Techron is also doing a really cool thing right now over on their Facebook and Instagram pages. If you guys aren't following them and you want to be, I'll link their Instagram down below for you guys. But essentially you go over there, they're accepting these little forms that you can go in there and share your car or your favorite car stories in general. Whether that's picking up your dream car, restoring a car with your family, your dad, your mom, anything like that. And then Techron is going to go through, choose their top 5 favorite car stories, and you're going to be featured as Techron's star. You're going to be a Techron star. Who doesn't want to be a Techron star? Techron will be picking a winner sometime in June, so keep an eye out for that. Like I said, down below in the link will be both a link over to Complete Fuel System Cleaner if that's something that you guys are looking for, this wonderful little product, or if you're looking to become a Techron star. I'll also put their Instagram down below in the description as well. So with that, let's start reassembling our STI so we can get this cooling system burped so we can go get this car on the dyno, hopefully on Tuesday. Alright, so we're gonna make another attempt at bleeding this. Like I said, cap's gonna stay on. I'm gonna bleed it off of the back of the AOS. If you look at the back side of the IAG AOS, there's a bleeder screw right there. So that should be able to purge the air out of the cooling system once it gets up to operating temperature. I'm hoping to get this done in like 10 minutes. So we'll see what happens. Matt's taping off the vents so we don't gas out the house. All right, let's try bleeding this thing. We gotta get it up to temp and then pop that little bleeder guy. Why is one of my socks out here? That's not good at all. We may have a bigger problem than I thought. The welds on the coolant crossover cracked. That's beautiful. It was such a good day. Today was such a good day. Everything was going smooth, everything was going good. A, the cap's leaking again, but B, on top of the cap leaking, oh, the whole radiator neck at the base cracked. And it's just pissing coolant out of it now, so I get to call Josh, and I don't even know if they'll answer. Let's see if Josh will answer.
When'd you break?
Hey, buddy! Hey, any chance we could push out that dyno day by like a week?
That's fine by me.
Alright, my whole fucking radiator coolant crossover tube just cracked and pissed coolant everywhere.
Oh, fun.
Lower thermostat, move it up to the upper radiator pipe, redo the filler neck, and I have a coolant expansion tank that should help.
Nice.
So, hopefully that fixes all the problems, and we don't pee coolant all over your dyno, because I don't think you'd like that very much.
Nope, it just had that recently.
Oh! Yeah, trying to, aside from that though, everything else is solid. It's just this,
You ever figure out the fuel issue?
which, no. I did put dampers in. I put 2 fuel pulse dampers in, and that smoothed it out a lot, but I haven't tried to drive the car since then. Just because it keeps pissing coolant everywhere.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, it seemed like it was in the normal realm. I mean,
It was
it's cooler outside now, but
yeah, I mean, it was climbing up to like 220 yesterday before I shut it off.
how the fuck did it break that?
It broke on the welds where the new neck was welded on. All right, my friends. So, as I was saying to our friend Matthias here, I miss EJs. I want EJs again. I'm gonna go take this to Subaru and trade it in on a new WRX. I'm gonna go get a new WRX.
Also, to people seeing my face, I just want to apologize. I f***ed up today and I put the wrong thing on the shaver and I shaved my mustache.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice your mustache was gone.
Yeah, I shaved my mustache off on accident. We were trying to get ready for Mother's Day and I went,
You actually sound sad
Yeah,
about not having your mustache anymore.
It's like my online persona, man, the mustache guy. It's all I really wanted to amount to in life, and now it's gone. At least for a couple weeks. Sorry.
I also totaled the Evo's valve cover by trying to retap some of the holes. I tapped too far and I ripped through the other side, so.
What can you do?
Today's a sad day. It's just a sad car day. On the bright side, after just talking with Josh, we both agreed it's probably better to get the cooling system 100% sorted before trailering it over there. So we have a week to get the cooling system sorted. That's gonna be welding on the new, that's very hot. The cap started leaking again too. As soon as I turned off the car and just tried to dissipate pressure, Matthias and I found one problem. Base bays, their coolant overflow is not the greatest design. There's no vent hole in this coolant overflow to offset pressure from the car, so it pressurizes this, and then it creates a vacuum in the cooling system. Is that fair to say?
When it tries to pull it back in, it's creating a vacuum up here, and that doesn't like it.
No. I could probably just drill a hole in this, to be honest.
You could.
It might spill coolant, though.
Maybe in the top.
Like the cap?
Yeah. Tiny little hole. The cap.
Why would they? It's literally a coolant overflow with no vent. I don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. So I'm gonna tear this intake manifold off tonight real quick and take a peek at what's going on down there. There's a coolant mess and that thing. I cleaned you. You're already pissing coolant again. I want you guys to see the full effect of what, keep in mind, none of this coolant was here when we just did this. There's coolant literally everywhere from what just literally everywhere. Oh, dude, it's worth. Check out under the manifold. Coil packs are covered. They're soaked in coolant right now. Like, I literally cannot take this car to the dyno with it being like this. So, cooling system revisions are soon to happen. So, I need to get all the coolant out of the car. I'm gonna clean up all this first, give the coolant a little bit longer to cool down. I have to take the radiator completely out, so intercooler, everything like that has to come off. But let me get to town on cleaning up all the spilt coolant first. Well, that's a sad sight to see. It's getting dark out, but I went ahead, I deleted the thermostat like I was talking about earlier, so I bored it out a little bit more. I have to keep that metal piece there as a seal for the water neck to be able to seal on there, but thermostat's deleted. That's fun. Radiator's out, all that good stuff. Coolant's drained out of the car. But that's where I'm gonna stop for tonight, you guys. I just feel like every time I get like 4 steps forward, I get kicked in the nuts and I have to take like 6 steps back. So hoping this is the last of our problems with this, but I'll be back out in the morning. We'll keep tearing this thing apart and we'll fix this coolant system once and for all. Because we can't go to the dyno like this. That's not an option. Next morning, as I'm sure you guys are aware, as it's daylight out again, I got like sick last night and I could not edit. I couldn't do anything last night. Like I took some NyQuil, I passed out. I feel totally great today. I don't know what the hell happened. It was like a 6-hour sickness. Not a fan of it. But with this, it's frustrating that we're missing our planned dyno day for tomorrow. We're pushing it out 1 week. So next Tuesday is when we're planning on going out there now. It's just, it's engineering. Everything we're doing with this is engineering. We're building our own car. There's going to be issues. Granted, those issues are coming to light sooner than I thought they would, but by fixing them now, it mitigates them later, so that way we don't have to go back and do this. I understand that the majority of people are like, get on the dyno, get on the dyno, get on the dyno, get on the dyno. And the state it was in, that it's in right now, I guess I should say, we can't. It's not feasible to be able to do so. Everything's been ordered to be able to get the cooling system in check. We're lined up on Wednesday for fabrication stuff to get everything. Well, our fabricator's coming out on Wednesday to take a look at everything, see the project, get a gauge for it, and then I'm guessing like Wednesday, Thursday, we'll probably do all the fabrication for the STI. There's going to be some custom coolant lines that have to be made to go from the cylinder head to the coolant expansion tank that we're adding in. Whole bunch of stuff. So you guys are going to see a lot of cooling revisions happening on the STI this week to get it 100% ready. It's frustrating, but when it comes to building a car from the ground up, engineering things like this, it's bound to happen. But that's all I got for you guys on this one. It's unfortunate, but if you like the video, you guys know what to do. Go ahead, hit that like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver sign, whatever color it turns for you. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to continue to see me fight with this and be the literal definition of Murphy's Law, go ahead, hit that button. I'll put in one of these corners, no idea which one quite yet. But with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies.